To absolutely nobody's surprise, Aaron Judge hit another home run. He has 18 home runs in 46 games. He had 18 home runs in his first 46 games last year. Former Yankee Gary Sanchez, he joined a new team. Kind of a jump scare because, I mean, why would he be on the Padres? But there he is making his debut for San Diego. Corbin Carroll of the Diamondbacks, he flexed his stupid talent. He made some history in yesterday's game. So all of that in today's MLB recap, a series in which we recap every single game, almost every single day. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save 20 bucks off baseball tickets. Let's get into the games from yesterday. The A's and the Braves. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but the A's are looking for a series win against the Atlanta Braves. JP Sears, who came on over from the Yankees, he allowed a home run to Kevin Pillar in the third, but that was all that Atlanta could get off of him. Bryce Elder of the Braves, he was terrific as well. He has a 1.92 ERA after striking out 5 more hitters. He allowed just 1 run to the rookie Esteury Ruiz in the 5th inning. We head to the 9th. It is tied at 1-1. Braves closing pitchers have been terrible this year. Raizel Iglesias, he was good for the last few weeks, but he fully imploded yet again. He walked 3 hitters in the bottom of the 9th, and the A's walk it off on a walk-off error. Austin Riley, he could not corral that baseball, so the A's, they win back-to-back games for only the 2nd time in 2023. We have the Tigers and the Rangers. Jonah Heim ripped a double to score Josh Young in the 2nd inning, and both of these guys had big games for Texas. Young, he ended up scoring again on a 2-run double from Travis Jankowski in the 4th inning, and Detroit, they tied it up in the bottom half of that frame, but you can't stop this Rangers lineup. Nathaniel Lowe, he rakes. There's an RBI for the lead, and Jonah Heim, he clutches up for another RBI base hit. Heim is hitting .282 with 38 RBIs as a catcher. Josh Young, his reign of terror will not end. His stat line this year is crazy for a rookie. That's his 12th home run. He has 37 RBIs and an almost 140 OPS plus. And defensively, he's been pretty good as well. A 2 DRS at the hot corner. Texas, they win 10-6, but we have to go back to the middle half of this game because look at this dude. Grant Anderson was throwing mid-90s from the side. This was his MLB debut. He struck out 7 hitters in under 3 innings. One of the best pitching debuts I've ever seen, and that arm angle is devastating. I would not want to face Grant Anderson anytime soon. Minnesota Twins and the Houston Astros. Alex Bregman is waking up, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Ryan, he almost never gives up home runs, and Bregman, he just flicked that baseball out. He's hitting .333 with 10 RBIs over his last 12 games. That 10th RBI came after a huge home run from Chas McCormick, another home run off of Joe Ryan. McCormick, by the way, has 18 home runs and an almost 110 OPS plus over his last 143 games, so he's sneaky good in my opinion. There's that RBI single I was talking about from Alex Bregman. Brandon Belak, he continues to impress despite getting hit hard by opposing offenses because he's not very good at missing barrels, but again, he finds ways to get out of jams. Texas is 8-2 over their last 10. The Houston Astros are 7-3. If these two teams meet up in the playoffs, it is going to be an absolute bloodbath. The Angels were taking on the White Sox in Chicago. Taylor Ward, this guy has not looked quite the same, but he's still having a productive season, I guess. That is a leadoff home run, and Ohtani, he blasted off for the 13th time this year. He's on pace for 39 home runs and 21 stolen bases. By the way, he's the ace of that team. He is so insane. Tyler Anderson was given a lead to work with, but he felt very charitable. He wanted the White Sox to have some runs as well. Andrew Vaughn, he's been Chicago's best RBI guy since last year. He clears the bases for a massive 3-run double. He's hitting .346 with 8 RBIs over his last 7 games. Romy Gonzalez now has 3 home runs on the season, all 3 of them coming in the last week. That was a terrible timed L for the Angels as both the Astros and the Rangers won. But I guess before we move on, it didn't mean anything, but I do want to show Mike Trout at 31 years old. He's still top 4% in sprint speed. He has 1 outs above average in center field. He's having a great season. At this point, it really seems like the Angels are going to have to settle for a wild card spot, and they can stay tied with the Red Sox if the Reds can steal a W. What a throw from rookie Matt McLain. He just won the NL Player of the Week. He is showing that he can legit do it all on the baseball diamond. Ben Lively, have yourself a day. 6 strikeouts over 5 2/3 shutout. He has a 1.99 ERA on the season. Jose Barrero, no way. Does that get out? A grand slam. It is now 8-0 Cincinnati. No chance that the Red Sox win this game. Whoa. Wait, what's happening? What is Boston doing? Stop it. The Angels fan base is going crazy right now. That's a 5-run 5th inning for the Red Sox. The Red Sox have to lose this game if the Angels are going to stay tied in the wild card. So it's a 1-run game. Alexis Diaz, he was called in to put out the fire, and he put a blanket over it. He now has 13 saves on the season. Man, that was a close one. The Reds win 9-8. The Padres and the Marlins, Yeah, Gary Sanchez is now a member of the Padres, and I feel like every other former Yankee has played for the Padres lately. Robinson Cano last year, Matt Carpenter this year, and now Gary Sanchez. But speaking of Matt Carpenter, he answered the Marlins' early run with an RBI double, and Brian De La Cruz, this guy cannot be stopped. He has 7 home runs on the season with a .301 batting average. Juan Soto, he got one back in the 5th, but De La Cruz answered right back with another RBI. Now here come the Padres again. Tatis, he got one to fall for an RBI single, and Juan Soto did much of the same. He ties the ball game up at 4-4 after another RBI single, and there's another RBI base hit. This time, Xander Bogaerts grabs one in the 9th inning, and yeah, San Diego, they made that 9th inning really count. They erupted for 5 runs. Carpenter had a 2-run double, a big 3 RBI night as the Padres went 9-4. I think that was Gary Sanchez's San Diego debut, so they're 1-0 in the El Kraken era. The Brewers and the Blue Jays, William Contreras hit a 2-run shot off of Yusei Kikuchi, who has now given up a whopping 15 home runs in 11 starts. Good thing he has a good offense. Well, at least on paper, it's really good. Sometimes they can be streaky. Vladdy and Matt Chapman, they both singled in an RBI to tie it up pretty much instantly. Whit Merrifield, he capped off a big 4-run first with a 2-run double, allowing Yusei to breathe a little bit. Okay, now he can really breathe. Brandon Bell, Biggio, they ran the score up to 7 runs, all for Yusei, who did not allow a single run to score the rest of the start. Nate Pearson, I just want to mention, he has been really good in the bullpen. He went 2 innings, had 4 strikeouts. Bo Bichette, he showed off the improved defense with a nice backhanded play to end it. The Jays win easy over the Brewers 7-2. The Yankees are still in Seattle, and look at IKF having a big time series. He sends one back where it came from, lacing a 2-run single up the middle, and look at Volpe go. 8 home runs, 24 RBIs, 13 stolen bases. So despite the on-base issues and him striking out a lot, he's still finding ways to be productive. I just really hope that he finds ways to walk more in the month of June, because he had a .223 on-base percentage this month. Greg Allen, he sent one deep, and so did Aaron Judge. It's almost hard to believe that was his 18th home run. So last year, he had 18 home runs in 46 games. This year, 18 home runs in 46 games. He has 80 home runs combined since last year already. That is the most in the bigs by far. IKF had a huge 4 RBI day. I love that for him. He is playing with confidence right now. The Yankees 10-2. Wow, that was a beatdown. We just saw the Blue Jays and the Yankees grab W's. Let's see if Baltimore can keep pace and keep some distance in between those teams. They want to get some payback against Cleveland after they got shut out in game number 1 of the series. Yeah, no shutout here. Gunnar Henderson, he ripped a ringing 2-run double early off of Cal Quantrill, and after Adley got walked with the bases loaded, former Guardian Anthony Santander sent one down the line for a base-clearing 3-bagger. Santander is hitting .344 with 14 extra base hits and 20 RBIs in the month of May. Gunnar Henderson, he had a 3 RBI day after a single in the 5th. He's still just 21 years old, and he has a 115 OPS plus over the last 2 weeks, so he's waking up. Now, luckily for fantasy fans, Cleveland, they scored a few to get back into it. They made it a 3-run game. The Mountain, Felix Bautista, he got a chance at the save, and he completed it. The Orioles beat the Guardians 8-5. The Mets and the Phillies, Nick Castellanos barreled up a baseball to deep center. Kodai Senga is going to need his center fielder to catch it, and look at Brandon Nimmo. He robs Nick Castellanos. He has been worth every single cent of that contract. Both Brandon Nimmo and Kodai Senga. But before we talk about Kodai Senga, another guy that got a big contract from the Mets, Francisco Lindor, he has 10 home runs on the season. He's got 10 home runs, 40 RBIs, and 4 DRS defensively. So even though his on-base numbers aren't that great, he's still been pretty good in my opinion. Kodai Senga, maybe his best start in the bigs so far. 7 shutout innings, 9 strikeouts, no walks, just 1 hit against what I think is a pretty good Phillies lineup. He has 70 strikeouts in his first 55 innings. David Robertson, he has 9 saves after getting a double play to end it. The Mets are now just 4 games back of first place after the Braves lost the series against the A's. Miles Mikolas is finally looking like a guy worthy of that contract extension that he got before the season. He got through 3 scoreless before allowing a run in the 4th. Wait, no, he didn't. Donovan hoses Melendez at home. Wilson Contreras did a full-blown 360 no-scope to tag MJ Melendez, so it's still nothing. When Nolan Arenado broke the tie on a double in the 6th inning, he was hyped up, and rightfully so, considering Miles Mikolas was pitching a gem and he couldn't get any offense. But now he has the lead. He struck out 10. That matches a career high. He went 8 shutout, just 1 walk. So over his last 15 innings pitched, his last 2 starts, he hasn't given up a single run. He has 15 strikeouts. Gallegos, he came in for a 7th save. It was a close one, but the Cardinals do escape with the W. We have back-to-back 2-1 games, the Cubs and the Rays. Nico Horner went full send on the first pitch of the game. He has 4 home runs, 12 stolen bases. He just turned 26 years old. He has been one of the best and most underrated infielders in all of baseball the last 2 seasons. Randy, he ties it at 1-1 in the 5th off of Kyle Hendricks, who actually looked pretty good. He went 5 innings, only allowed 1 run against the Tampa Bay Rays. He looked like old school Kyle Hendricks. Some miscommunication in the 6th really cost Tampa Bay and Shane McClanahan. Ian Happ got on, and because no one touched it, it was called a base hit. So when Mike Tauchman brought home Ian Happ, yeah, Shane McClanahan is going to get credited with an earned run. That sucks. Adbert Alzolay came in for the final 2 innings. He converted a 6-out save. The Rays, they're just 5-5. They're 500 over their last 10 games as they lose to the Cubs 2-1. The Rockies were in Arizona, and Ketel Marte is back to being prime Ketel Marte. That's his 8th home run. He now has a 28-game on-base streak. He's leading the league in triples as well. Evan Longoria has been struggling to make consistent contact, but there's his 7th home run of the season. He's now 12 home runs away from 350 for his career and 97 hits away from 2,000. Zach Gallen got himself into a bit of a jam in the 3rd inning when Jake McCarthy used that top 2 or 3% sprint speed to fly in. Now, Zach Gallen was amazing, but I have to fanboy over Corbin Carroll for just a second. He walked and then stole 2 bags in the 4th inning. Then, later on, he punched a 410-foot home run. Since 1997, only 3 22-year-olds have ever had 2 games with a home run and 2 stolen bases in a season. The first one was A-Rod in 97 and Mike Trout in 2012. Those are some insane names to bring up. Corbin Carroll has put himself in elite conversation. Zach Gallen, he was Zach Gallen, dominant, 6 shutout. I mean, he had 7 strikeouts. He has a 2.7 ERA. He has a 2.09 FIP. Easily one of the best pitchers in all of baseball. Arizona, they win 5-1, but I do want to show this home run from Nolan Jones. The Guardians traded this guy in the offseason. I'm sure that the Guardians don't need a power bat right now. No, not at all. The Pirates and the Giants. Connor Joe, he really wanted to use that sword that the Pirates use after a home run, so he smacks one deep off of his former team. He was with the Giants back in 2019 and brings out the sword right there. Conforto, he tied it in the bottom of the 1st, so that wild pitch from Sean Manaea is huge for the Pittsburgh Pirates because it gives them the lead back, and that was the final run for both squads. Both starters came out before the 5th, and the bullpens, they had to step up. Each pen, they didn't allow any to score, so Pittsburgh, they're going to get back to 500. David Bednar, he raises the Jolly Roger in San Francisco. He has 10 saves. By the way, he has a 2.2 ERA and an almost 12 strikeouts per night since 2021. He's insane. The Dodgers and the Nationals, Jason Hayward with the quick hello and goodbye swing. He has 6 home runs and a 121 OPS plus. He has found the fountain of youth. Muncy, he rips an RBI ground rule double, and Hayward grabbed another RBI. Tony Gonsolin was really good yet again. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run to lower his ERA to 1.77. JD Martinez, are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? He has 8 home runs, 24 RBIs, and an almost 175 OPS plus in the month of May. And there's Freddie Freeman. He has a 19-game hitting streak. On the season, Freddie Freeman is hitting a blistering 344 with 10 home runs, 6 stolen bases out of nowhere. The Dodgers, they're 12 games over 500. They're so good. So that does it for today's MLB recap. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like. If you're brand new, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow for another recap.